Alright. Should be good now. Waiting on it to go live. Alright. There we go. Alright, there we go. That's good, that's good, that's good. Alright, now, if I can just figure out why the hell my chat's not working... Okay. Let's try that. Why the hell was I down there? What is happening? It's literally this. Like, it can't not be this. Alright. Let's try this again. Or do I have to do this... do I have to do the rigmarole of redoing this whole thing? So... Okay, so what if I just remove it and restart? This is beating my head against the wall with Albeleo. Why is it keeping the aspect ratio? No, why was that defaulted? Alright. Connect. Oh, for that, now it works. Now it works. Of course it works. Fucking... Okay, well, I suppose I'm learning as I go here, as asinine as this is. Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking deal with it. I hate everything about this day. Yes, good evening, everyone. Apologies for the, you know, bog standard technical difficulties. Hello, Lauren. Hello, Mitch. Brody, welcome. How are you doing, buddy? Apologies on not having gotten back to you on Discord. There's a couple people I need to reply to. I have been busier than all get out. Devil, Prop, how you doing, buddy? Hey, Brian, how you doing? Yeah, so, again, apologies, but just kind of had to make an impromptu stream because apparently apparently, like me, halfway through sex, the battery in my Ogre Battle cartridge said, fuck it, I give up. So... yeah, apologies, but just an impromptu Final Fantasy Mystic Quest stream, because apparently, why not? Hey, Shadow, how you doing, buddy? Mini Albeleo was fixing the plumbing under there. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Apologies not accepted. I was ogrely excited for Ogre Battle. Now my emotions can't handle it, and I am overwhelmed. Hey, Juan. Yeah, well, I really should have checked. I really should have checked the damn battery on it, but I mean, it is what it is. So yeah, that's just kind of the quick summation of what happened there, because apparently I can't have nice things. I like Final Fantasy. Fantasy RPGs for the win. Oh yeah, yeah. Like I definitely wanted to. I definitely wanted to have this like playthrough. Like I was totally okay with it. It's just that again, I didn't check to see if anything was working. So next thing I know, I go to start up and it's like 5 minutes to stream time, and I skip past everything, load up into the main menu, and I notice it goes to new game, not continue. Sure as shit, I go to switch over and it doesn't have it, so unfortunately, it's Final Fantasy time. I had something decently interesting to share, but I forgot. That's okay, one. Spider-Man Noir came out this week, but I haven't finished it. Yeah, I haven't, I didn't even know it came out. I didn't even know it was actually a thing, to be fair. I think I thought it was a movie, not a show. Oh yeah, that's right, I can shiv. Nicolas Cage got convinced to do a T show after seeing Breaking Bad be able to tell a story at a slower pace with breathing room. How is it? Because I didn't even know it came out. Albeleo, since you're having difficulties with the old cartridges, there's always an open seat for the pirate ship. You're always free to join us. I know, like, I already have all of this shit, like, set up. Like, I have pretty much the entire, I have, like, the entire SNES library. Like, I'm not worried about that. It just drives me nuts that, like, I have... Again, like, I have the Retro Tank, I have the Retro Tank upscaler, I have the original Super Nintendo, I have the original, like, the two-tone purple controller that I got from my wife. like she bought me these things. Like, this was one of our, I think this was a birthday gift, if I remember correctly. It's like, she bought me this Super Nintendo with Super Metroid. Like, that was her, I believe, birthday gift to me. Like, that's why there's a ring on my finger now. But that's that's basically what happened, and yeah, that's how she won. So I want to make use of these things, right? I hate that I'm not able to, unfortunately, like, keep everything going, and of course I always have some sort of technical difficulty that gets in the way of something. This happened once before, didn't it? Yeah, prop, it might have happened, like, 2 weeks ago. Like, everything went to shit. Yeah, that's kind of what happened. Ogre Battle's just waiting to die on you. Yeah, that's kind of what it seems like. It's really frustrating because it's like, come on, please. Nick has retired as Spidey. He is a private detective. He uses his powers, but doesn't put the costume on until halfway through the second episode. Oh, interesting. That's sweet? Yes. Yes, it was. It was very sweet. I'm not a noir expert, so I can't speak to the noirness of the show. Oh, I gotcha. I would imagine... Well, not that I highly doubt he's actually going to go through and watch it, but I mean, Razor Fist would definitely be... Razor Fist would definitely probably have a good answer about that. Nope. Kaylee, come back. There we go. Figure... yeah, auto, I think it's fine. Here we go. I like that green. Let's go this way. All right. Well, I mean, even if there's no like noirness or whatever to speak of that, or at least that you can speak to, it's like, how is the quality of the show overall, though? It's both in black and white and normal color? That's odd. Why not just make it all black and white? I think Nick Cage will be the thing to sell people on the show above everything else. Probably. Again, I didn't even know that the show was coming out. It's sort of like it's sort of like the Fallout show. Like, I didn't know season 2 came out, you know? Because, what was it, a couple weeks ago when I mentioned I thought it was supposed to come out in... Stop stealing my kills! I thought it was supposed to come out in, February, and then it turns out it came out in, what, like, December or something? Like, it came out way before it was ever supposed to. I think they wanted to slide it in, like slide the show out and quickly get away with it because they didn't want... They knew it was not good. Never fully invested in Mystic Quest, as in ever finishing it. How is the game? I am a strong proponent of this game, actually. I don't particularly think the game is bad. I think it's actually decent. The music is fantastic. The art is good enough. Plays fine. It's super limited, of course. Like, it's not some crazy, you know... It's not a traditional Final Fantasy story, right? Like... Or, not story, that's wrong. Game. It's not a traditional Final Fantasy game. So, it's super easy. Like, this is baby's first Final Fantasy. That's quite literally the point of the game. You have 4 areas to search. Combat is easy. You could hold down the A button like I am, which is part of the reason I grabbed it, because I wanted something to be able to talk over and enjoy casually, unlike literally everything else. Yeah, it's really structured, it's really rigid. If you're fine with games that basically help, like, guide you from point A to point B, rather than allowing you to check things on the side, Mystic Quest will absolutely do it. It's a very linear game. It's not a switch between black and white and color. There are 2 versions of the show. Oh, really? Interesting. Huh. Aaron Paul will be in Fallout Season 3? Oh, no. Don't care if it's Hollywood, so not worth my time. Eh, I gotcha. I love this music, it's so good. Oh, literally... There we go. Battles remind me of Dragon Quest. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, the top to bottom, style is very much akin to that. Yes. Hey, Adrian, how you doing, buddy? Aaron Paul, Breaking Bad, Jesse. Yes. Glad you healed today. Hey, how you doing? How you doing, Black Queen? How's everything been? Been a while. Banshee was better. Oh, wait, The Boys. Oh, yeah, I heard about that. The Boys ended while you were gone. Homelander got turned into Homolander before he died. Yeah, I've seen the clips. It's bad. Yeah. I don't know, I wasn't particularly impressed by the idea of The Boys, because The Boys just came off as, like, another Invincible. There was no real, like, grand idea of a crazy good story. It's just a premise. So to see that it bombed spectacularly makes total sense, especially since these later seasons did exactly that. So... Banshee was better than The Boys, in my opinion. Same actor as Homelander. Stars in that show? Oh, okay. Cool. I know Anthony something has been in a lot of movies and recently, but he's not in a lot of big named movies. He's in a bunch of small ones. Like, there was this one... there's this, like, spider-esque kid. Like, there's this girl who's, like, living in a attic or something like that above her parents' house, and she's, like, manipulating the sun to screw around to help free her because she hates her parents. Every RPG has you at least battle a Minotaur or Minotaurus boss. SMT4 has you fight one. Skill curve filter and knowledge check. He'll buff himself and kill you with rampages. Oh, nice. Interesting. Speaking of boys, speaking of TV shows, The Boys here. Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. Butcher needed to kill all soups with soup virus. The, What I don't understand is... Because I haven't watched The Boys, right? Like, no knowledge here. What I don't understand is, supposedly, apparently... Who was it? I think it was Mahler. Mahler was talking about how the media literacy crowd, like, actually kind of got awakened a little bit by how bad The Boys finale was, because apparently, and correct me if I'm wrong, but apparently the Deep dies because he gets, like, fucked up by a tentacle or something. But people online were like, hey, if the Deep is, like, bulletproof and he's super strong, how did he get pierced by like a giant octopus tentacle or something like that? Is this before or after Square Enix merged? I believe this was... Here, hold on, let me check the cartridge real quick. Before you shut up. There. Squaresoft. This is Squaresoft. Yeah, Squaresoft it is. This is before it became Squeenix. And I think the last game in the franchise that was Squaresoft before it became Square Enix was actually FF6, if I remember correctly. Didn't bother watching the season. I'm guessing it ended the same as the comic, but became far worse. The CW Flash had better season finales in the mid-2010s with a quarter of the budget? Oh, no. And the Flash is terrible. Boys had a fun concept. It was just parodying superheroes. Unfortunately, the writers decided to abandon the comics concept and used it to push their politics instead. See, that's part of the problem I have with something like The Boys, or, there's, like, The Boys, and there's, Invincible, that's it. Both of them start off with an interesting idea, because both basically go through and... both of them basically go through and have some sort of super serious take on everything. However, you end up having a problem because once the concept or mystery of what first draws people in expires, now you have to maintain that momentum. Like, Invincible failed at this immediately. So, this is why a lot of people after Season 1 started to really see the flaws. Season 1 is better paced. Season 1 is better balanced, quote-unquote, and it concludes with, a far different fight, because Mark doesn't fight his dad fist to fist and win by any means. He beats him in another manner, which is actually really sweet, because saying, I'll have you, Dad, is heartbreaking to hear, especially from Omni-Man's perspective, and that's what happens. It breaks him down, which is good. But once you get past the mystery of who's controlling Omni-Man, if anybody was, once you get past the shock and awe of the gore in that first series, you know, or in that first episode, because up until that point, like, it's kind of rough, sure, but it's not like crazy, like, wow, you know. It's just that first episode, and from there everything changes, and you immediately it all just drops down, and season 1 goes from being the strongest to unfortunately the strongest, you know. And then season 2, because I've gone through and I've talked with if you haven't seen it, Mitch, I sat down with my buddy, technically Mexican, and his crew. We all sat down and we discussed Invincible's season 2 and 3, and I called out season 2 and 3 as, you know, being not as impressive as people made them out to be. So, yeah, I saw the writing on the wall forever ago, and apparently season 4 is terrible, but I haven't watched it. Yeah, the deep dive to his own fish friends. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. The Invincible and the boys are literally just superhero says bad word, now clap, and people were clapping till they realized it was all shit. Yeah. I like the fact that the boys comics didn't spell it out when they were what they were satirizing. Oh yeah. The boys was very explicit as far as I understand, and what little I have glimpsed of the comics, they were not fucking around. But that's also something I really don't like, is like, it's just the same parody again and again. Like, the soups from the boys, right? The group, the whatever, 7 or whatever, it's just the Justice League again. You know, the Guardians of the Globe from Invincible is just the Justice League again. It's just they can't seem to get away from the concept, and it always fails. Oh, we're out of heals. Okay. Has anyone seen the new Mummy? I'm getting a lot of ads for it. I didn't even know it was out. What's really weird is that the soups were supposed to be right-coded in the show, but they were all godless, degenerate, drug-addicted, promiscuous, narcissistic, and homosexual. Well, as we know with writing, especially in the modern day, like, all of these concepts are completely... Like, the concepts of... Ironically, the whole media literacy thing is completely lost on these people, you know? They say it's supposed to be, you know, right-wing coded, but they always fail to understand that it's not right-wing coded. If, like, evil is not... Evil doesn't have a side, right? Evil is just evil. They keep operating as though it is, which is retarded, because this is part of the reason... Like, I posted... I shared... Who did I share? Was it... No, I was quote tweeting somebody. All I did was quote tweet somebody. Oh no, it was Weekend Warrior. I was quote tweeting Weekend Warrior, and I was making a point about how stupid it is that leftists, or just not leftists, the media literacy crowd clearly cannot wrap their head around what makes a character good or evil in free run, because they continue to just attack. They just continue to attack anybody who's like, oh, you think that the demons are evil because you're right wing. It's like, no, they're just straight up evil because they're fucking monsters. Like, what do you want from me? And a bunch of people have been retweeting and reacting, responding to it, and it's just like, I mean, what do you want from me? Like, I can't, like. This is that show, and they can't figure out what is good and evil. You know? That's why it's so funny to me, like, even though there's no, even though there's no, Hold on a second. Hold on a second, gotta... Give me a second, guys, hold on. Alright. Sorry about that. Don't get me started on Invincible. Should we talk about Eve's abortion? I heard it's bad. I heard they actually made it worse. They turned Homelander into the Orange Man parody. Jonald Rump. I think his name was... Oh, no. Wasn't that basically what he was supposed to be the entire time, though? Yay, got the charm! Yay! Alright, let's go level up real quick. Oh no, is that a real line from the show? Oh, that's horrible. Samuel Jackson as a great hammerhead shark in The Boys who threatened my poor boy, the Deep. Oh no. Is that really how it goes? Like he's... Yeah, but I don't know. I suppose I don't have enough. I don't have enough context to it, so it's just like, eh. One of the biggest problems with Invincible since the beginning was the wildly inconsistent power scaling. As the show goes on, the characters honestly get dumber too, and there's too much shock value. Yeah, I heard, there's some, like, super intelligent character, and they, like, made her retarded in the end. I don't know who it is, of course. It's always projection. They either just suck at realizing it, or they'll never want to admit it, considering how explicit they are about the insult the right. Well, yeah, it's kind of the problem. That's part of the reason... See, that's part of the reason why it's so ironic, because everything... ironic in the way they aggress upon anyone they disagree with. Because, like I've mentioned before, I don't try to harp on something being woke or not anymore, because it just doesn't really do a whole lot for the movie review. It is informative, of course, that's not the problem. The problem is, it does get annoying even for people who, like all of us, we agree. You know, if something is woke, it's woke and that's it. But if we go too far, that becomes a problem. So it's really annoying because they will harp on you saying, "Oh, you have such terrible takes because you're right wing," or some nonsense, right? But they basically, they will go off about how they can just go ahead and scream about every little thing. Every little thing is right-wing coded, or this coded, or that coded, or blah blah blah, and they won't stop. You know, I mean, even in the Mortal Kombat review, like, I didn't really go into how, like, quote unquote woke it is, because to me it just wasn't particularly important to the plot or anything. And especially in the case of characters like, you know, Jade, who was much more, like, realistically, she was basically Jada. Like Jada Pinkett Smith. Because that's basically what the character is. Like, that's who she is. But, like, it only does so much. I wonder if that will reboot The Boys and Invincible in a couple decades, or since they were successful in their early seasons. Maybe. Something, those who call good evil and evil good. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, the Invincible Season 4 animation is middling at best, because they want to release it yearly like old TV show dramas, I think. This obviously would put stress on the animators working on this. Every season of Invincible has been mocked for everything that it does, because there's no, like, the animation teams are way too small and they're overburdened. Like, this has been a common complaint about Invincible since at least Season 1, and then it got really bad with Season 2. It's funny, it's really funny, because a lot of people are like, One Punch Man Season 3 has the worst animation. It's like, yeah, sure, maybe. It's got, like, bad animation here and there, and it has the occasional bad, it has the occasional, you know, like, AI addition to it to help, like, speed up the process and whatnot. That's fine, but it does, there is an issue here otherwise, because it's still doing the same, like, it's doing the same as Invincible, but Invincible does it on a scale that One Punch Man doesn't. I don't think there's anything back here, right? Yeah, that's right. The Mandalorian and Grogu. Oh, yeah, that's right. I totally forgot that was a thing. What even happened with that, by the way? Like, is it making money or is it failing? That's more what I'm curious about. Oh yeah, and Backrooms. Yeah, that's right. Backrooms came out this week, didn't it? I also heard a lot of good news about this movie called Obsession. Has anyone else seen it or heard of it? I know nothing about this shit. Like, I'm so out of the loop from the work I've been doing. To these people, being media illiterate means you have to watch at least illiterate, at least 10-minute-long video YouTube essays from a Marxist pad. Oh, ped, gotcha, pedophile. That tells you in the message, and not the actual media. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Makes sense. Darn it. They treat the 7 deadly vices as their commandments, and they treat the 7 heavenly virtues as detestable. Yeah. Well, it is quite literally the exact opposites. You know, if they say, well, as Mitch said earlier, you know, it's what is good is bad and what is bad is good. That is how they operate. And I heard rumors that they want to make the show at around 5 to 8 seasons long. Wow. They got to put longer breaks in between to get animation and flesh things out better. Oh, yeah, I agree. Homelander Season 1 was a different character? As far as I've heard, yes, that seems to be the consistent through line. Is Homelander is just a completely different character between seasons 1 and 2, and then 2 and 3 and 4. I'm sorry, 3 and 4. Not in the first season, but apparently Eric wanted the show to be more politically focused. Season 2 and onward, Homelander was an allegory for Trump. Oh, of course. Yep. It's gonna be wild, because at some point, these people are going to have to learn, there are other things in the world besides Trump and their obsession for him, you know? That's why I find it really odd. You could almost convince me that there is some nonsense, we ended up in a alternate dimension because, you know, after Harambe died, because everything went tits up. It makes no sense. How did we end up in a way that everybody reacts to Trump as Trump is literally Hitler, when that's clearly not true if you look at it objectively? It's like everybody went insane. It's crazy how far, in reverse, I can look at things. And what I can see with it. There's, Kyle Kalinske is a good example of this. Kyle Kalinske was supposed to be, really intelligent and understood things. He was wise and knowledgeable. And then it turns out that he's just completely fucking retarded. He has no idea what he's talking about. He's gone off the deep end where he thinks that everything that Trump does is irredeemable. He's totally okay with everyone who's just suffering at the hands of the Somalian Leering Center individuals, which is hilarious. Two more people were just arrested for $21 million in fraud, and yet for some reason, to him, that's not a problem. It's $21 million was supposed to go towards autistic school children to give them a one-up in the world, but no, gotta throw all that shit out the fucking window now. None of it makes any sense. None of it. You know, and then of course you got over here, you've got Hassan Piker losing his fucking mind because he's about, you know, he's singing like a canary. He's just giving up all of the names. And then on top of that, you also have Frogan. Frogan lost her shit. and is in total denial because she defaulted in her in the lawsuit with she defaulted with the lawsuit against Ethan Klein. So that means that legally speaking, if you default to if there's a default judgment in court, it means you never showed up. You never presented any argument. You never did anything. She never fucking showed up to the courtroom, and yet, she's over here claiming I'm the victor. Like, what are you talking about? You didn't do anything. I heard that Eve's power was being hampered by the baby, and so she had to kill the baby to regain her strength. I would check to see if Moloch was the scriptwriter for that chapter. Oh, man. If that be the case, I don't know. Like, it was already bad enough in the, it was already bad enough in the comics, but apparently it's worse. I don't know... I don't know where they came up with the idea, but apparently... if anybody's seen Season 4 of Invincible, correct me if I'm wrong, but apparently Eve is no longer blaming herself for having been scared. Now she basically blames Mark for not being there. Eve didn't know if Mark was going to survive, so while he's gone... she decided to kill the only thing that she'd have left of him. Yeah, that was the problem in the original comic too. Like, I don't want to take care of a baby if the father isn't there. Like, what the fuck, woman? That's so evil. But at least the fight scenes were decent. Most of the budget was blown into the second Conquest fight, and Oliver got his shit whacked in, which was nice to see. A lot of people do not like, Oliver. People should make a meme of Omni-Man asks Eve about where his grandson is. That'd be horrible. Best satire is the kind that isn't spelled out for you. Yes. But unfortunately, they tend to. That's why their shit sucks. Angry Joe, isn't that right wing? He was really disappointed with the ending of Bad Boys. The Boys. Bad Boys. The Boys. Yeah, well, that's one of the nice things about it all, Adrian, is that, like, eventually the bad writing is going to catch up to them. Eventually it will, you know? Like, you can only make so many bad shows or movies or whatever before everyone inevitably catches on that there are problems in the story. This is why, the same thing happened with, what is it called? Stranger Things. The Stranger Things ending was so shocking to most people that they, like, if anyone else remembers the whole, season, you know, the hidden 9th episode that was supposed to happen, but never did. Because people couldn't believe that the ending was actually that bad. You know? Eventually, it will all come out. It will all come to light. That's just what it is. It's that one meme template where someone says it's good after someone saying it's bad and woke. Yeah. Despite that person initially saying it's bad. Like saying the woke part. Yeah, I gotcha. Big mistake on Amazon's part. Yeah. In Invincible Season 5, there's an episode that says GD isn't real and Satan is our savior. I am wondering if I should drop the show. There is? What happened? What happened with this? It's not doing too well at the box office, actually. Really, really. So what is the placement for everything then, Devil? I mean, it wasn't actually good that people can wait until June or July for Mando or Grow to go on Disney Plus. Yeah, it's kind of unnecessary that that's even like. If it was meant to stay on, you know, if it was meant to stay like on that if it was meant to do that, like just be on a streaming platform, just leave it on the streaming platform. Don't go out of the way to start, you know, to put a show into a movie theater that's not meant to succeed in this manner, you know? It was like a scrapped episode of Season 4 with forced additions from the Filioniverse. Filioni reverse, that's right. Ugh. I have heard of Obsession. It only has a budget of $1 million, but it's grossed $95 to $100 million. Really? $1 million. So is it a Huh, interesting. Yeah, does anyone know what Obsession is about? Show will be immediately dated by 2028, whereas the comics will be fairly timeless. The irony that Trump is an old lefty. Well, he is. When the media literacy crowd thinks, when you tell them how Eric wanted to make a Trump allegory without doing an inkling of research. Mm-hmm. And the boss themes in this game are so good. Let's be honest, Dems are just mad that we keep on winning. I mean, yeah, basically. Like, it's hard to say otherwise against what's going on. Like, if you're looking at things just as clearly and objectively as possible, there is no comparison. Like, it's fucking over for Democrats. Now, things could obviously still get, you know, things could still obviously turn shitty. But that doesn't mean that it's gonna like automatically go that way. Also, with the economy like still holding despite how bad things are, I'm actually genuinely impressed by how things are going right now. The only thing she won is a clown suit. Yeah. Please stop hitting me, it hurts. Stop hitting me! What did Hassan say? Code Pink is being funded by a Technobile in Japan, China, which is true. An American that converted to Marxism and moved to China, or something like that? Yeah. Are my messages appearing? Oh, no. Yeah, I didn't even... No, apparently not, Prop. I'm sorry, buddy. Listen, we have to get them off SSRIs. SSRIs are one of those things that needs to be abolished in this country in order to make everything better. The shit that's going on is just it's too insane. Everyone's too unhealthy because of it. And it doesn't help that everyone is also mentally unstable because of them, because of the deficiencies that it causes. Like how I'm finally healed of all of this poison I've been dealing with this whole time. Huzzah! 1 crystal already. Alright. Well, bye, Tristan. What happened to women can do anything by themselves? Yeah, apparently not. Apparently not. Which is why it's really funny, like, the Bride review, which I did finish, by the way. So just a quick update for those two things. The Bride review is done. It just took a while to get it done, because I kept running into a lot of issues with copyright, because... And I don't know why I didn't think about this to be the case, but, in the same way I ran into issues with copyright for... Mortal Kombat 2, the Bride also had issues. They were both from Warner Bros., which I should have, it should have clicked in my head that was the problem from the beginning. But, I did get that done, and that review is, I will have that review for everyone next week, and that should be, it'll probably be like Thursday or Friday or something like that. I don't know, but I will have it out, and I will share it so that it's a live stream so that people can, or a premiere so that everyone can see it go live. As for Shelby Oaks is now officially my longest review ever, and by a little bit. It's not like, it's not impossibly long by, even by Castlevania standards. However, it is just over an hour long. So, there's a lot to go over for Shelby Oaks, and I'm still working on that review because I kept running into problems. Not copyright issues, thankfully, so that actually went well. The issue I'm running into is it takes such a long time to edit, and just the breakdown, the summary of the movie, rather, the summary of the movie itself was like almost 40 minutes long. The breakdown was almost 30 as well. Like, it turned out to be a longer video, much longer video. However, I have the movie, so I'm able to get through a lot of the edits and everything fairly quickly. So I think after stream, which I will not stream as long as I wanted to, tonight, but I will get it done. So before I go on vacation with my wife, before that happens, tomorrow, I'm going to stay up late if I need to, burn through the whole thing and get it done, so I don't have to worry about it. And that's where I'm at right now. So I just wanted to update everybody real quick on that. It will be done. Women are just as capable as men, motherfuckers, when I crawl on all fours toward them in the middle of the night wearing my full body black bodysuit. Fun fact, people have been saying that the crowbar scene in The Boys is ripped off from Redo the Healer. Redo? Oh, okay, I have no idea. Yeah, catch up to the chats here. Didn't Stranger Things writers get caught asking ChatGPT for help? No, I am unaware of this. If they did, it's really funny because that script is really bad. Mark was summoned to hell to help against Satan's throne. Help get Satan's throne back by one of the demons. It turns out that the demons are holding evil at bay, which want to wipe humanity out. Oh my goodness, are we kidding? Really? Demons good, devils bad? That's retarded. Man, fuck this show. Like, Invincible is just trash. I was already, like, holding out hope that maybe Season 4 was good, but I guess not. Or 5, whatever season is out right now. I don't even know. Uh-oh. And I'm dead. I'm alive. Wow. Well, production budget for Mango and Grok was 165 million, and so far it's only made roughly 180 million worldwide in its first week. It's not looking good so far. Well, let's see, 165 million. You're looking at $250 million to break even. You'd need 500 million to make it all up. So if the second week sees, like Mortal Kombat 2 did, a 65 or so % drop between weekends 1 and 2, then Mango and Grok will just fucking tank. Basically, Obsession is about a guy down on his luck, so he wishes this girl he has a crush on to love him more than anything else, only for her to go yandere. Okay. Well, winning, yeah, I know things don't seem perfect right now, and that is a fair criticism. There are things that we can point out that Trump has not done perfectly well, or just well in total. Like, I understand this. There is, however, a point that has to be made with everything that's getting cleared out in, with the Senate. Thomas Massey's worthless ass is getting out of there now, and there are a lot of... I am not happy about Massey losing because it basically seems like Israel just bought a fucking Senate seat, which is not good. However, Massey says he's going to release the names on the Epstein list, but motherfucker, I'm not even worried about you having the list, or you releasing the list. I'm pissed that you have the list in the first place and never released it. Like, if there was ever proof of that Massey was a two-headed snake, the list is it. If he really had it and has been sitting on it this whole time, fuck him. Fuck him. That pisses me off to no end. It's the same thing with Marjorie Taylor Greene, too, which is another thing that really pisses me off about her. Because, like, she was supposed to be, like, I'm going to help out. I'm going to make things better. And then she didn't. She also rode on the idea that she was going to release the list and just never did. You know, not to mention you also have the problems with the gas, because Iran refuses to give up, but Iran really can't give up, because if Iran gives up, and they're like the major capital of Islam right now, if they give up, Islam around the world is going to feel that tremor. So they can't afford to. Even though China's telling them, like, you guys need to stop. It's about man to be... Too shy to ask a girl out, so he uses a witch willow and corrects it after a wish for the girl to be his girlfriend. Then he basically instantly gets super obsessive. Oh, I gotcha. Okay. Thank you. Didn't we finally get rid of mailing knowledge, or on the verge to? Yeah, basically. Apparently, apparently that's, like, a major thing that happened here, is, mail-in voting has just been, like, heavily curbed, so we'll see how this goes. Also, the amount of primary W's the right is getting is literally insane. Oh, yeah. Well, that's why it's, like, unlike what Massey actually did, okay, it's a good thing to question Trump where is within reason, but you can't just go around saying, you know, you can't just go around and impede him non-stop. If you impede him all the time, then the Libertarian Party is not a party of it's not really a party of checks and balances. Now it's just a party of impedance. And that's what the Libertarian Party has become, which is part of the reason I'm not a libertarian. You know, not to mention they keep pulling some of the worst representatives. Like, they just keep doing it to themselves. That's why the libertarians are the lolbertarians. Uniparty is becoming more and more obvious. Agreed. That's why the rhinos have to be stopped. Apparently, and correct me if I'm wrong, anybody, but apparently the fucking the rhinos in South Carolina just flipped their shit and, like, reversed their thing on, they just reversed the progress on going forward with, redistricting South Carolina. Even though they had already done that, and then chose to redistrict, and now apparently they're refusing to again. It's a... I don't know what SSRIs are. I don't take medicine. They are... Hold on. I always forget what the acronym is. Selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. They're to oversimplify it, they are mood stabilizers. And when you come off of them, you get super depressed. And it causes a lot of ups and downs. Like, a lot of the mental instability of people today is brought upon by exactly this. H-1B visas also need to be abolished. Too many dumb third worlders taking advantage of it. It's not just the dumb third worlders, though. That's the problem. It's also the people here who are allowing everything to happen because they're not taking care of themselves. By the way, thanks for watching my video. Can't believe a famous YouTuber... I wish I were famous, but I appreciate it. Yeah, no, I enjoyed all the edits, Prop. That must have been a lot of work. Doing my own editing, I know exactly how tedious that shit can be. And I didn't do anything anywhere near as complicated as what you did. It's also really nice to see MechWarrior 4 get love. I love MechWarrior 4. I did mean to respond to your other comment. I just haven't had the time. I ran into issues. The struggle is real. Yeah. I look forward to seeing the reviews. Thank you. Yeah, no, they will come out. I will get them done. It's just if I need to lose some sleep, then I guess I'm going to end up losing sleep. Where did that comment go? Whatever. Have fun on vacation with the Queen. Yeah, thank you. It'll be I think it'll be a good time. We'll see how it goes. 3-hour-long Albeleo reviews when? Oh man, I don't know if I have the fortitude to make a 3-hour review. It depends on what it is. It depends on what it is and all the comments and everything that go on in the breakdown. The breakdown really is the main thing. If there's a lot of details to go into, especially with the complexity of various characters, that's where it'll probably get up there in time. But I don't speak as slow as Mahler, and I don't necessarily go as detailed as he does. Also told Mark that heaven and God are fairy tale. What? That's insane. One of the promos or behind-the-scenes specials for Stranger Things Season 5, they flashed a laptop and it had ChatGPT open. Oh no. They actually AI'd a fucking script. That might explain a lot of the problems with it. In the end of the Boys comics, Billy Butcher kills Homelander's mutilated clone with the crowbar. Redo the Healer is an interesting anime that almost borderline abuse Erosia? Second time's the charm because... Probably sniped this comment. Oh. Projections did say the Star Wars movie did say the Star Wars movie would do worse than the Han Solo movie. Really? So we'll only have to see by next week? That's brutal. Because the Solo movie was terrible. Remember when people found out Sadie Sink had a contract with Marvel for 5 movies with option for TV shows and specials? People went like, oh, no wonder she didn't care about that ending. Yeah, that's funny. Massey also wasn't doing a whole lot of stuff. He was more for the left than the right. Well, he actually, as far as I remember, his actual voting record was was mostly in favor of Republicans. It just happened that critical things he voted in favor of. He happened to vote critically in favor of Democrats at the worst of times, which is why it's fair to blast him for having caused so many fucking issues, because, like, the SAVE Act is a perfect example of this. The SAVE Act needs to be pushed through, but if he doesn't vote for it, and he's got he's got 93 days or 200 days or something like that left, in his position, and yet he hasn't helped with anything. It's like, dude, get the fuck out already, And anyone else for that matter, like, we cannot keep doing this. We cannot continue to have people who their whole career is just impeding Trump. That's insane. How does that... How... You know, that's like being okay with a, you know, a Supreme Court justice who is only here basically for, keeping Roe v. Wade alive. It's like having an activist on the bench. Who would have guessed? Oh, Pam Bondi. Dude, Pam Bondi was such a complete waste of time. That woman did not do anything for shit. They bought a seat, have they? The Vultures? Yes, Shadow, that is correct. They effectively bought a seat, which is why so many people are... Which is... This is a fair point to criticize about what happened with Massey's defeat in the in his election. Because Massey was against Trump, I forget who it was, but some broad just dropped like $60 million out of nowhere, $60 million or something like that, on the election against Massey, and that's basically why he lost. That kind of shit needs to end. Like, anybody who throws that kind of money around, especially in an election they are not a part of, that shit needs to stop. I don't care what it is. Dual citizenship needs to end, all of it. Like, all this crap. The administration betrayed us. They are the swamp. Well, I think it's fair to say there are plenty of people who are definitely a part of the swamp, but I don't know if I would say accurately that the administration as a whole has. You know, I still have faith in Trump. I still have, like, if I didn't have the faith that I do in the way things are going right now, I would be much more open about, like, you know, shit's fucked. But I don't think that's the case. I think Trump really is trying to make things better. It's just that there are a lot of other interests who have their hands in the pie, and they are the ones causing the problems. You know, I've had this talk with Shadow before. Like, there are a lot of problems to be... Like, there's a lot of shit that's going on because of Israel. Like, they keep bombing everybody in the Middle East. They're taking land. Like, that's a problem. Because they're trying to do their, you know, end of the world bullshit. They are an ally of the United States, so we kind of have to help them to a degree. But they are abusing that privilege now, and this is where it's becoming a problem. And as I've mentioned before, it's like because of the way like the Jews over time focused on centralizing power, because they're so liturgically focused, right? Like their arguments for litigation and everything are incredible. They have ultimately made everything worse for all of us because of the shit they pull. You know, but it's not all of them. To say it's all of them is completely unfair. I don't know. It's quite the mixed bag, and I'm very much shifting my view of things. It's not all of them. It's really hard to ignore the problems, though. Let me go get her arrows. Let's see. How can people... Whoop. I fucking hate how it jumps on me like this. The only downside to them banning SSRIs is it wouldn't be able to get people... It wouldn't, I wouldn't be able to keep getting my ADHD meds. You know, diet will help you out there, Cody. It actually will. Yeah, you know what? I want to get the arrows first. Come out, you know, make it easier to fight. I love MechWarrior 4. MechWarrior 4 is great, yes. Totally agreed. I would actually... I've mentioned it before, but man, I would love to see a game that looks like MechWarrior 4 but plays like MechWarrior 5. You know, give me all the features. Give me everything that MechWarrior 4 and 3 and 2 all had. But give me, you know, give me a game that looks like MechWarrior 4 so we could just add everything. I grew up playing MechWarrior 4 and I haven't stopped playing it ever since, and Mech Commander 2. I gotta check out that thing. I gotta see if Mech Commander 1 and 2 work because of that download that guy handed out. I'm back. Had to switch devices because YouTube ads on mobile break the stream. Oh, really? I'm sorry. I would have reported the issue to YouTube, but YouTube's not a big fan of me reporting it. An anti-ice raid. That's funny. Most libtard of the Trump administration. Yeah. Since you mentioned the Epstein list, now we know why no time travelers appeared in Stephen Hawking's Traveler. Right. Catclaw. Now I can climb walls. Alright, cool. I'm gonna go clear out the rest of those fights beforehand. Because now that Phoebe has her arrows, she'll do way more single target damage. Yeah, the problem I have with the Epstein list is, and I've mentioned this in the stream or in the Discord before. I'm all for the list coming out. The problem I have is that if the list does not come out when other people have said they could just release the names, then that tells me they either never had the names in the first damn place, or they are actually more scared than they have led themselves to be. Which is a problem. If the list doesn't come out, then it does, like, most of the shit that's going on, like, it's just gonna keep going. Somebody has to step up and put out the list. If we don't get it, it's not gonna bother me enough to, like, want to throw a fit. But I totally understand why it's going to piss a lot of people off. People still fumble. Yeah, they're... To call it a fumble is being kind. Hey, Alexander, how you doing, buddy? My family members in Florida are dual citizens. Don't deport my grandma. No, there are certain nations that abuse dual citizenship. The dual citizenship thing needs to be more refined to prevent people from being able to abuse it. The idea that we can have dual citizens in government, especially in the case of the United States, this is a real problem, because now you have people who are clearly working for the interest of their main nation. In the same way the Israelis are all in favor of their own nation, you know, we also have Somalis. The Somalis are over here stealing, you know, defrauding literal tens of millions, if not literal billions, from the United States citizens. And they say, oh no, we're not actually evil. It's like, yes, the fuck you are, you know? It's like, that's the kind of extreme that I'm talking. Like, that needs to end. You need to be an American-born citizen, period. No dual citizenship. If you become a dual citizen, like, you should be able to, like, that should be our, like, your way of saying you forego ever voting in like, anything, or you forego the ability to get into American politics, as far as I'm concerned. We have always been their puppets. There are so many people who have gotten into American politics who are from Israel. It is a valid criticism, yes. I also just developed a philosophy on Gemini using observation and philosophical studies called objective realism. Oh, I can't go to the window. Alright, in we go. It already existed, just named it. Nice. Yeah, I will say that I have been debating possibly going off my meds, but I don't know. In my case, they have helped me a ton. Your diet... So, your diet, Cody, is a major factor in this. It's incredible how much healthier people actually are and more focused when they have a good diet. My wife and I, we did carnivore diet. And in the first 3 months, the first month alone, she lost 30 pounds. She kept that weight off for 4 or 5 months before we finally fell off. And then we started to gain a lot of the weight back. But I noticed... I'm blind as a bat, right? Like, my vision is terrible. I'm sitting about 2.5 feet away from my monitor right now. I can't read any of the text on screen. Everything is blurred to shit. Like, my vision is terrible. Even squinting, I can hardly make out any of the text. I noticed my vision improved because of my health, my diet, and my health improving a great deal. A lot of people simply need to do various things that actually help them out, like drink way more water than we actually are. We need to eat, you know, good food, right? Like chicken, steak, things of that nature. You know, like when we were on the carnivore diet, one of the things I used to do was literally I would just cook a pound or two of ground beef, clean out all the grease, and then I would just add things like melted cheese, herbs, and like sour cream to thicken it. That was it. That's like, and then I would have water all day until like 5 p.m. I didn't eat anything before 5 p.m. I didn't eat anything after 10 p.m. Like, that was how strict the diet was. So I was like, every day was like intermittent fasting. I cut so much weight, it was insane. I didn't cut weight. My wife did. I didn't really go anywhere because I was transitioning from fat to muscle. So my weight actually stayed the same, but our waistlines, we shrank. My wife dropped like a dress size or two. It was incredible. You know, like, it takes serious time and dedication. If you can do it, you can really make some gains. Can shock therapy treat ADHD? Just asking. I don't know. You would love Code Grass, Albeleo. It's basically... Oh, you mean Code Geass? I'll make an insane edited tutorial on how to install Mech Commander 2 one day, but it will be a while. Oh yeah, no, if you can prop, that would be awesome. Furious about the Epstein files, the things they did to children. Yeah, believe me, I don't think there's anybody here in this chat who wouldn't immediately volunteer to shove pedophiles feet first into any of the into a wood chipper, right? But sadly, if no one produces the list, right? Like, unless somebody knows a really good hacker, this is why the list is partially so infuriating to most people, because the list can just be released. It actually can. The problem is, they don't want to just release it. If they did, the list would have already come out. Massey says he's going to release it. I ain't seen shit, so until he puts up, he can shut up. You know, I don't care. And we've seen a lot of other nonsense with, you know, Marjorie Taylor Greene and everyone else who claims, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But they never did. You know? I really do wonder, and I give the benefit of the doubt to Trump. I really wonder if Trump is just stuck in a hard position where he has to, like, he can, but if he does, it's going to cause a lot of fucking problems for the economy, and that's what I wonder is going on. Is it that Trump can make things better? I know he can. But what kind of issue does this cause for anyone in the West? What kind of issue does this cause for anyone in the East? Because we know Chinese people, like leaders, thought leaders and whatnot, are on that list too. We know they are. So the question is, again, what kind of issues we get brought up from it? That's what I wonder. Because it's the same thing with, Bongino, right? Bongino clearly was in there, so why didn't he release the list either? He had to know it was there. He had to have seen it. So, what happened? Did Bongino see the list and actually thought, like, shit, do I throw the ring in here now? Because if I throw the ring in, like, we lose. You know? I really wonder if that's what happened. What is on that list that is so egregious that, you know, Trump himself, Bongino, and Kash Patel haven't released it? Like, that worries the shit out of me. Like, who in that list is being protected? We know the overwhelming connection to our greatest allies. That's why nothing is happening. I'm willing to bet that's a fair... You know, I'm willing to bet that's true. Right? Because if they... There we go. I'm willing to bet that's true, yes. Either way, man. Either way, them not releasing the files has only caused a divorce through the lack of trust. I, for one, can't really be too comfortable of Trump possibly being a pedophile, allegedly, of course. Well, considering one of the women, because one of the women came out and actually said that, like, Trump never never touched her. That came out and immediately got buried too, because a lot of people tend to forget that one. So, I don't know, like, I get it. I get it. I have my concerns too. Like, there is a very real chance that, yeah, like, Trump is on the list because he actually did diddle a kid. Like, there is a very real possibility. I'm not gonna pretend that's not the case. But until I'm proven otherwise, until the evidence comes out, I'm not gonna just blindly accept what other people have to say, you know? I want evidence. I want proof. So, we'll see. We let people in here who hate us actively. Where'd that go? Darn it. The conspiracy is real, yeah. We let people in who hate us actively, and conspire against us. Yes. Yeah, unfortunately, we do that. But that's because, I mean, again, the United States was opened up unnecessarily. A divorce of trust between the people and the administration. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, if the Trump administration does not come forward and actually make, and does not make amends over this, it is going to be an L that Trump is just going to have to carry for the rest of his years. Also, will you be on the server tonight before you go on vacation? I don't think I will be, Shadow. Unfortunately, I don't think I will. Because the way things are going, I have at least maybe 2 to 3 hours worth of editing to still complete in that Shelby Oaks review before we go on vacation, and it's just not done. And until it's done, I don't wanna burn the chance to get it done, because I'm not bringing my computer down there. If I don't get it done now, I'm not gonna be able to get it done. And I'd rather be able to have the next 2 weeks with some level of content than than just having one. So I don't think I will. What I will do, however, is I will take this headset with me, so that occasionally I can hop in with anybody in the Discord. And that way I won't have to really worry about anything. Like, I'm not really gonna go crazy with work, so even though I tend to work on my vacations. But yeah, no, not tonight, but I'm hoping over the course of the vacation, yes. My diet is trash. It takes a while to stick to it, Cody, I know. I already have a quote. When listing the atrocities done by religion, it's easy because it has a pattern, but when you try to list the atrocities done by secular society, there isn't enough space. Yep, that's a good one. Well, the full quote is, when you try to list the Oh, there's the actual quote. I gotcha. Mm-hmm. I heard rumors that the government or CIA is asking people... Oh, okay, come on, YouTube. I know I'm behind, but still. Asking people for blood donations and DNA check to find and rule out any suspicious beings. Aliens. Another made-up propaganda to find human mutants. You know what I love? You know what I really love is how absolutely hilarious everyone's reaction has been, basically, to, the government website that came out. It's like aliens.gov, and it's just It has this really long, like, print up that slowly talks about, like, aliens among us, and then it actually just turns into a registry for illegal aliens in the country. But a bunch of people are throwing a hissy fit because, oh, this is wrong, this isn't funny. It's like, shut the fuck up. I voted for this. I love the fun that's being had by the government, at least. So much better than, you know, having government people knock down your door because you're Catholic and you're you know, you're questioning the government. Like, who the fuck are you to tell me that that's, you know... who the fuck are you to tell me that that's a bad thing? It pisses me off. Also, just for shits and giggles, want to give your 2 cents on a 10 out of 10, totally not a movie video game mixtape? Oh, yeah. Dude, okay, so... what we ended up... the last time I was on, while I was with Fog and Shadow in the Discord, Fog decided he wanted to share a quote-unquote movie with us, and he basically made me sit down and watch Mixtape. Holy shit, is that game bad. That's not a game. It's a walking simulator that plays itself, and then it's a bunch of... It's written by a bunch of kids who grew up and hate their parents, but ended up... And they made something to act as a lightning rod for all of the shower arguments and teen angst that they didn't get to win when they were young. It's incredible how bad that game is. Honestly, the people on that list just being pedophiles would be good. But there are things pointing to murder and cannibalism. Yes. The fact that they ate children is beyond egregious. And that's not even including the fucking acid bath that was underneath the island, too. Like, there's so much shit that nobody... Like... The only comfort I have about everything right now, not that I even necessarily want him to, because I can't imagine the torture it is for anybody, but, I mean, rest assured, Epstein's probably in hell. And by probably, I mean, like, with 99% certainty he's in hell. Well, Bongino also stepped down as well. Yes. Bongino stepped away from his multi-million-dollar show and gig over at Rumble so that he could go and work for the government. And only because of his wife's request did he finally did he return home. That's it. Like, the man gave up personal gain just so he could serve his government. You'd be hard-pressed to argue to me that he was somehow, like... working against the people or something. Like, I find that absurd. Shabbat shalom. Yeah, right. No, I highly doubt that's the case. Unfortunately. Jeff Bezos also almost started World War III because he had the biggest rocket explosion in history. Oh, really? What happened? Did one of his rockets blow up? Hold on a second. Excuse me a sec. Apologies, sorry about that. Had to blow my nose. So, speaking of which, does anyone watch old wrestling matches on YouTube, specifically hardcore matches? I don't. I was never really a wrestling fan. It takes a while to notice results from a healthier lifestyle. You can experience fairly quick results if you do it consistently and hard enough. You need to be able to heal too. Like that was a big mistake that we made when we first did Carnivore. We were working out 5 days a week, which is not enough time to heal. You know, to recover from the workouts. Because exercise is a huge deal, but obviously diet is most of it, not the exercise. Speaking of mixtape, there's gonna... I hate that YouTube does this. There's gonna be a literal movie version of the game using the cutscenes for a limited theatrical release later this year. Are we kidding? Really? The day after I had a really bad migraine. Oh, man. Man, my migraine was terrible. Like, literally locked me up. I couldn't believe how bad that was. That doesn't even cover how dog shit and evil Stacy is in Mixtape. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. It's just problem after problem with all these characters. Also, oh, excuse me. Oh, where'd that go? Fogblade made you watch a peak 10 out of 10 according to IGN? Yep. Yep, he did. Bastard. The threat she made towards her, yeah. So at the end of the game, there's this character named oh crap, which is that the Stacy one? I think that's the Stacy character. She's really tired of her parents being super controlling and everything, and her stepdad happens to be a sheriff in the town that they're in, and she. At the end of the game, she threatens to cause a wildfire. I'm not making this up. She actually threatens to cause a wildfire and burn down the entire forest, killing everybody in the town. And then the father character, the cop is Cassandra. Thank you, Cassandra. Yeah, she makes this threat. She makes this threat against everybody, and she wins the argument because she's standing there holding a lighter. Her dad has his hands on his rifle, on his pistol or whatever, and just doesn't shoot her. It's fucking crazy. That's what I mean by the game is basically just a series of what is it? It's like it's a bunch of it's a bunch of arguments in the shower that she wins because she was arguing with herself. That's what this game is. It is an abomination of a game. Like you can tell it's a 10 out of 10 on IGN because it was a Nepo Babies project. Blue Origin rocket exploded? That's rough. I wonder how expensive that rocket was. Probably, you know, hundreds of millions, if not a billion or so. Yeah, no joke. His rocket failed to launch, sending everyone in Florida in a panic because the rocket explosion formed a giant mushroom cloud. Nobody was hurt, according to the millionaire. Wow. Alright. Deadass, I looked it up, and it's gonna be... Oh, no. Well, hey, you know what? Maybe we'll see a mixtape review by me in the future, if that be the case, then. Thanks for confirming it, Devil. Mixtape is the movie version. Oh, I have no idea, Lauren. Why didn't they just make a movie? It would have been, it wouldn't have been decent. It would have been a decent mockery, maybe. I never liked how Rockford spoke like Patrick Bateman. It's so damn annoying. I gotcha. It was her biological father? Oh, okay, thank you. I thought it was the other way around. I don't know. There were so many details in that movie, quote-unquote, that drove me nuts. Mixtape characters sound like a copy notes from Life is Strange characters. Yeah, basically. Oh, don't forget, Cassandra's dad did that bullshit I understand how you feel speech towards Stacy, the girl who, up until this point, basically almost wanted to, he wanted to skin alive. Yeah. Genuinely, what the fuck? Oh yeah, no, like, out of nowhere. So like, the Stacy character, who is she's the main character in the game, and her whole shtick is she's like hyper autistic about music, and what she ends up complaining about is, she goes to make a bunch of arguments that like, oh, well, you just don't understand me, and music makes me feel X, Y, and Z. You know, you'd never understand because you're not into music, and you're not cool, and blah, blah, blah. And then out of fucking nowhere, the cop, who's got her, like, dead to rights, basically looks at her and just gives her the exact same spiel that Stacy just did for a bunch of other characters. And it's absurd. It's out of nowhere. It catches her off guard. It caught me the fuck off guard because it's inconsistent, I suppose, with the characters. It's really stupid. What was he gonna do to his kid, but she still should be arrested and possibly be institutionalized? Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like, she threatened to kill everyone. There's no argument about this. I don't know what we're supposed to... I don't know how we're supposed to view this in any other manner. Something I find interesting about American Psycho is Bateman never actually killed anyone. They were just his delusions. Well, that's one of the things about the movie, at least, because I don't know the book that it's based on, but apparently the book is very, apparently the book is quite different. But yeah, no, it's an interesting take on how to do things like that, because they actually do make it so that, like, you don't know if he actually killed anybody. You know? Now, I haven't seen it in forever, so I can't speak to any moral questions as to whether or not, you know, what he did was right or wrong, or if it was justified or some other nonsense. I have no idea. It may have just been him blowing off steam in his own head, for all I know. I can't speak to it. I mean, you might as well, since you watched the game. I mean, yeah, I know. I don't. It would have been a shit film, but it would have made more sense as a movie. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, there are long segments where the game just plays itself for you. Like when the kids are all skating down the roads, because everything's on a hill in this place. Like, I don't know, like I would probably actually argue somewhere in the ballpark of like 60% of the game actually just plays itself for you, and that's not including like, of the actual gameplay, 60% of it plays itself at minimum. The only real time you get to play anything on your own is when you're walking around the quote-unquote hub worlds, because like different objects are basically memories that play out. Those are the cinematics, and it's frustrating because it's frustrating because the like, you're just walking around a room. You can't walk out of the houses. You can't explore the world. The world itself is so incredibly linear, you know. Albeleo would tell you I fucking lost it at these things. Oh, yeah, no. Fog was laughing, like, uncontrollably at some of the dialogue. It is bad. We're supposed to view them as morally correct. It's not about being factually... what are you... I see that you're I see that you're quoting AOC, but what were you referencing there, Mitch? What sucks about Mixtape in regards to the gameplay is that it consists of either walking or one and done features. Yeah. Yeah, it's got a ton of mini-games in it, too, that are very out of place. You know, like, I have no problem with minigames in games, right, if it's meant to be a minigame, but a lot of the minigames in Mixtape are actually genuinely out of character, out of place, and you do them once and then never again. I don't know what the point is. It's like, hey, let's just quickly make something small just to pass the time while the dialogue plays in the background. Because the other thing, too, is like, so there's one of the mini games that you can play is this like, rock skipping mini game. But the thing is, you don't actually have to play it. You can just sit there and let the game play itself. Like, there's nothing about the game is actually worth anything. It's a complete waste of fucking time. It's not like the 90s was. No, yeah, no, not at all. Like, it takes the idea of the... It takes the idea of all of the so-called, like, angst and directionlessness of the 80s, attributes it to the 90s, because we're still stuck on the 80s, you know, nostalgia, and they totally fucked up the 90s nostalgia. Like, nothing in it is even remotely what I would consider to be quote-unquote 90s. And the music is fucking, it's just terrible. Like, it's all alternative rock punk kind of shit, and it's from all over the place because it's meant to fit Stacy's mentality, but none of it fits anything. It's not fun, it's not relaxing, it doesn't make you want to headbang, you don't even want to relax. Nothing fits. You know? I don't know, it really bugs me. I just don't care for it. Mixtape was just some Nepo Baby's therapy session? Yes. The game has perpetual licenses for the music? Yes. I was connecting the mixtape characters to what AOC said. We are supposed to view them as morally correct, even though they clearly aren't factually correct. Yes. Yeah, we're supposed to take the side of... We're supposed to take the side of these kids because they are the main characters, but unfortunately, they are literally the worst. Guys, the big suck. Yeah, if that wasn't stupid. There's a moment, there's a fucking moment where, or not a moment, there are multiple moments throughout the game where they just keep referencing the quote-unquote big suck. And yeah, the big suck was not a thing in the 90s. Nobody said that, man, that's the big suck. It wasn't a thing. Stop it. I feel like the games are filler, the kind to pad out everything to make it long enough to be considered a game, all for them to say they're going to make a movie out of what we already saw. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. If I can remember how to do this one. That goes there. That. Wait. Set that up, down, and then jump. Right? Wait a minute. I loathed the game for its use of the touch screen for Cassandra. Oh, the touch for Cassandra? Yeah. Polygon tried to gaslight the public, saying you aren't supposed to like the main characters. That's insane. Why wouldn't I want to like the main characters? You know, what a horrible take. If you don't like the main character of a story, then I think you fundamentally failed as a writer. Because, like, what else are you supposed to do? It's like, you know, oh, I wrote the main character to be a villain. It's like, okay, why? You know, it's like, I don't really care for many of these kinds of stories. I don't care for the idea of, like, you know, if there's no real redemption to be had, what's the point? You know? Okay, I remember the puzzle now. I'm an idiot. You know, I made a little thesis that games like Mixtape are an evolution of Leninist ideologies, in which it's malicious art to muddy the waters of true artistry. Well, I mean, to be totally fair, like anything Leninist, Marxist, or anything that falls under the communist umbrella basically does exactly that. It's in the Discord server under a PDF file. Oh, okay. Oh, that's what you linked. That's okay, because that was the thing that you wanted to talk about, but we didn't get a. It was too small, or the yeah, there were two. You didn't have enough characters. I remember. Speaking of moral characters, anyone else annoyed by anime, JRPG, etc.? Characters being hammy, naive, and hopelessly optimistic? You know, I'm actually not. I actually find it super refreshing. I actually really like that. Like, a lot of characters are like that in Japanese RPGs. And I'm okay with it because I'm okay with the refreshness, with how refreshing it is. Because of the optimism. Because it's, you know, because the characters are treated with, because they have hope. I would much rather have the hope of a character than someone who's, like, obnoxiously, you know, nihilistic or just, like, their character is nihilism, you know? Like, I don't care for that anymore. I'm so fucking sick of it. Christopher, hello, how are you? Final Fantasy Beginner Edition. Yeah. Yep, gotta do an impromptu, thing of this because I got screwed over on Ogre Battle. Are my comments about lobotomy showing up? No. Can't say they have been, Alexander. If you need to retype them, be my guest. Ooh, Jumbo Bomb, finally. Random encounters annoy me when I'm lost. Well, that's one of the nice things about this game because thankfully in this what you can do is like every time you destroy one of these groups, the groups are just gone, so they don't come back unless you leave the dungeon and re-enter. Otherwise, they don't exist anymore. It's like once you kill it, and you're good to go. Which is nice because it means that if you find enemies, it means there's still progress to be made, so I appreciate that. League's better than the church is the enemy trope in JRPGs. Yeah, I mean, the church being an enemy in JRPGs is quite the trope, because it's a very centralized position of power. However, the followers are often treated pretty respectfully, and there's almost always some, like, subterfuge of the evil that happens in it. So, I'm actually kind of okay with it. Not always, but it's fine. He just killed 20,000 people, but he seems like a cool dude now. Yeah. Anime isn't without its absurdities, you know? I don't mind the optimism of JRPG pro tags. I'm sick of their infantilizing naivety. Infantilizing naivety. You wanna explain that one a little bit more, Shadow? Fog, sorry. Show me your Ogre Battle game save. Oh, hey Teddy, how are you? Yeah, no, unfortunately, my save file is very much gone because the battery fucking croaked. So when I come back from vacation, that's one of the things I'm going to work on in the background to get that going. Please stop putting me to sleep. It's annoying. Ah, no, I didn't mean to do that, damn. Oh, I can just axe them. Nice. I don't mind optimism in a character as long as they have a clear goal that they want to achieve. Yeah, sure. A clear goal is nothing... There's nothing wrong with a clear goal. Like nothing at all. You know? And I'm even fine with characters being as what people would perceive to be, like, hopelessly optimistic, right? Especially in a situation or literally is hopeless. I'm okay with that because that hope is what's important, you know? So many stories focus on characters just, you know, being bummed out by shit, and it drives me nuts. I don't care for that. You know, it's like, which is why it's so frustrating that I like a story like, say, House, for example. I like House, but House is a bugbear for me because he's constantly annoying to me because he's just like, oh, everything sucks. It's like, shut up. You know, but he doesn't give up when he's trying to save others, so it's like, alright. It is just annoyingly depressive otherwise. But when the story is just like, yeah, no, everyone's just depressed all the time, that's where I'm like, alright, I'm done with it. What I mean is that, like shonen pro tags, they tend to follow two branches from the same tree. Either they're a mute assassin with little to no social awareness, or they're option A, but a musclehead. Crap. I can't see anything in here. What was the path? Oh yeah, that's right. Do you believe in Zeus? No. No, if anything, Zeus was a demon, and that's that. Nah, balls. Went the wrong way. Here is an interesting plot twist. The church is presented as evil at first, and the pagans, or demons, are the underdogs, only the plot twist is that the pagans, or demons, are manipulating the people. The church is actually the good guy. That would be an interesting take and clarification for something like Breath of Fire 2, because games like Breath of Fire 2 make it clear that the villain is basically the church, because Saint Eva is a demon that is under the church and rules it. And the church itself is not bad, necessarily. It's that everything else around the situation is what makes the Church of Saint Eva, like, quote-unquote, evil. Something I like about the Silent Hill cult is that it's purposely Christian-themed to be subversive. They apply Christian ideas to things that are not Christian. Well, that's basically like every cult ever, right? Like, they take what was once clean and pure and they destroy it from the inside, or you know, as the professor Tolkien once said, you know, evil cannot create; it can only corrupt. Oddly, Silent Hill kind of plays into the noble savage trope, but contradicts that at the same time. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't know enough about. I just don't know much about Silent Hill. Period is what I should say. Like, I just don't. I really just don't know a lot about Silent Hill. If I did, I would be able to understand what I'd be able to pick up what you're dropping, but I can't. Which actually reminds me, I would like to sit down and watch that Silent Hill movie that came out earlier this year. Apparently it was terrible, even as its own movie. Also, if Dr. House was nihilistic, why was he a doctor? Maybe nihilistic wasn't the word. Maybe depressive is what I should have said. Zeus sucks. Yeah, just come out and say it, why don't you? Let me put it this way. Imagine if a JRPG protag was not only energetic and optimistic, but also a cunning and flavorful character that didn't need the player to insert themselves into it. I mean, yeah, sure, it's a comment. That's generally like how a lot of characters are in the JRPG stories, sure. Yay, another level! I just found out that the Mandalorian and Grogu movie is going to have a 69% drop in the following week. It will not go down well. And if that's true, that's brutal. The movie is toast. Excuse me. Yeah, Mortal Kombat 2 had a 65% drop. And so I find it interesting that, like, there is basically just no way for a lot of movies to make money now. It's not that they can't, it's just that so many of the movies that keep coming out are just so terrible. And not only is word of mouth not going to help them, but many of them just aren't helped by anything that came before them. See, because like Mortal Kombat, I figured Mortal Kombat 2 would make money, but I was actually wrong. Mortal Kombat 2 ended up with a 65% drop off in week 2, even though it made like 90 million on its opening weekend. And I think a lot of the drop off is because the previous film was actually so atrocious, and most people, like, totally, myself included, I forgot to take that into account. You know, like, word of mouth really did not help this movie. Even when people were like, oh, it's better than the first. Sure, but the first one was terrible. Like, better than the first doesn't mean that it's automatically good, you know? So... Hey, Whisper, how you doing? Bro's playing the quest that's better than 16? Yes. Like, everything is better than 16. Also, I've been watching... I finally caught a chance to watch Echo play the second Final Fantasy VII Remake, Whisper. You cannot convince me that game is an improvement. That he is 12 hours in, and he's in Costa del Sol. Dude, fuck that entire sequence. That game is terrible. Both of those games are atrocious. Like, Final Fantasy is cooked. It's peak out, okay? Yeah, whatever. Over here telling me it's good when it's actually terrible. The Return to Silent Hill movie was basically every Silent Hill 2 fanfic put into a movie. Oh no. That sounds like it's just that just sounds like it's terrible then. Robin from Fire Emblem Awakening is probably the best Avatar character because he has some level of a character. Every other Fire Emblem game are required by law to be bland asshats. That's my answer. Except Shez from Warriors 3 House. That's funny. Speaking of RPGs, I played Octopath Traveler a while ago and loved that game. Characters and graphics, but... characters and graphics, but... but fuck the final boss. You have to beat 8 mini-bosses before fighting the real boss without a save point. Is that because the combat is terrible in it? Like, I've never played Octopath Traveler, so I don't have a point of reference. To think a Star Wars movie isn't gonna do well, then again, not only is it Disney's Star Wars, but no one cares about the Mando show anymore, and things have not been the same since Rise of Skywalker. Things haven't been the same for Star Wars since, The Force Awakens. Like, and I will still argue that the prequels are not overrated or underrated. They are trash, and they were always trash. Like, Star Wars has never been the same since that shit came out, since the prequels. But yeah, regardless, yes, your point is fair. A Star Wars movie not doing well is crazy. Star Wars used to be such a, like, it was a monumental event. Like, Star Wars coming out was like, it was like, The Matrix or Lord of the Rings. Like, when the big franchises came out, when a new movie in the franchise came out, good or bad, it was an event. Everyone went to go see them, And that whole feeling of everything is gone. We're not at that point anymore. It's just one additional thing that kind of saddens me about how things have kind of like drifted so far away from what it used to be. The movie is a 4 out of 10 at best. It's a couple episodes of the show smashed together, and it really shows. That just seems like it's lazy. I'm chilling playing Link to the Past. Hell yeah, best fucking Legend of Zelda game. Maybe I should stream it one day. Spider Noir reaches 91% and 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. Well, that tells me that it's wildly popular it's popular among critics and general audiences. Interesting. Speak, I don't care. On Jehovah. Oh, get out of here. Some Crystal Tower BS. About the final boss of, where was that comment? Star Wars been dead for a while? Yes. I don't know if Star Wars can make a comeback from how bad everything is. That's a genuine question. I have no idea. The amount of faith that Star Wars has lost among people is incredible. I don't know if Star Wars could actually pull it off. I don't know if any major franchise honestly could. The amount of work that's necessary to repair the damaged the amount of work that's necessary to repair the damaged reputation of these franchises is incredible. I just don't see it. I don't really see it working. You take that back. George made poetry because it rhymes. Yeah, okay, sure, one. It'll take more time for you to get used to with Octopath Traveler's combat, but once you know the mechanic, it's not that bad. It's just that the final boss, which is optional, by the way, is so damn hard. The final boss is optional? That's insane. Whoops. I had a sad realization that the prequels made Obi-Wan the true villain when you really think about it. I don't know about that. Bro has 99 shields unless you know the trick about how to fight him. Oh, interesting. I think it's just time to accept that Star Wars, while still loved, is a dead franchise. Hell, no one is talking about that Darth Maul show that came out not too long ago. Oh yeah, I totally forgot that even came out. I think I saw a clip of, like... like, Darth Vader just, like, destroys him in a fight. Oh boy. You say that when Four Swords Adventures and Wind Waker exist? Yeah. Yeah, I say that when... I say that when, Majora's Mask exists. My wife loves that one the most. I think that clip happened near the end of the show. Yeah, no one gives a damn no more. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, you can only do so much with these shows and movies nowadays. Especially if you're not going to try and make things better. If you're not going to try and make things better, there's nothing to go on. Like, nobody has an interest in movies or shows where, like, nobody is trying to make a good movie or show. You know? It's like, inevitably, bad content is going to make everybody realize shit was not... It's just not good. And if that be the case, then you're even going to lose the people that you supposedly... that are supposedly, like, in your grasp as a fan, you know? Like, if you can't please them, you lose. And that's what happens with all of these shows. Like, I know a lot of leftists are like, Homelander! It's like, yeah, sure, but, like... The Homelander thing only gets you so far in writing because of him being a stand-in for Trump, right? But that doesn't answer all of the other fucking... the monumental number of problems, you know? Like, you know, go back to Stranger Things, for example. Stranger Things made no sense. It makes no sense that the gay kid was able to have superpowers from connecting back into the hive mind for everything. Makes no sense. It never should have happened. The couple, I forget their fucking names, but they broke up, and their relationship ended because they were about to die. Like, that's actually the reasoning. Nobody liked that. You know, and the guy that, the dude with the big hair didn't end up, Nancy, that's her name. The guy she was with in the first season, and Nancy, like, the two of them don't end up back together in the final season. Like, it was incredibly unappealing to a great many people. And then, of course, you have all of the other shows, all of these other movies that are all causing their own problems. Or that have their own problems, rather. Like, what is anyone supposed to do with any of this? Eventually, inevitably, the problems will mount to the point that people realize something's wrong. You know, I mean, fuck. Look at how Predator Badlands went. Everyone was like, "Oh, this is the greatest movie of all time. It's got the most amount of money in the entire franchise. It'll never be topped." You know, and then it turns out it's actually like the biggest financial flop in the series. You know, all because of the amount of bullshit everybody kept throwing at it and saying it was great. It was never true in the first place. Because no matter how much these people harp on it, general audiences, ironically, have a better mind of things. General audiences actually have a better mind about things for this than these so-called, than the whole media literacy crowd. Like, they actually don't have as good a mind about movies as the public. As public general audiences. It's crazy. You know? Oh. I'm kind of doing a dual Let's Play because I've been playing Twilight Princess. Oh, nice. Twilight Princess is an underrated game, if I remember correctly. It's been so long since I played it, though. I have never officially played a Zelda game before. I am not sure if they are good or not. Most are not particularly good. I would say most are actually not really good. Games like Ocarina of Time, ironically, my wife and I sat down a while ago and I sat down to play a bunch of the games. In my experience, Ocarina of Time, despite not being a particularly good game, was actually one of the better games of what I had played. Twilight Princess, I didn't get to sit down and play at the time, but I still remember having a good time with that one. Ocarina was fine. Majora's Mask is good, although the time mechanic is frustrating to get used to. A Link to the Past, to me, is still the all-time best. Zelda's 1 and 2 are... Ah, damn, I actually lost. I thought she was actually immune to, I thought she was actually immune to the, Petrify. I guess not. Well, that did jack shit. You know, it would probably help if I just actually manually controlled her, because she doesn't do dick for shit. And instead of just standing around and just healing all the time, I should probably just have her attack. I think Star Wars is dying because they failed to establish a next era, like the originals and prequels did. Yeah. Well, it's all retreading. I mean, that's why it's really frustrating that we have the Resistance. It's the same shit. Like, they literally made themselves the Resistance, even though for some reason everyone just totally forgot about, the fucking the Republic was restored. It makes no sense that we're operating on this absurd idea that, because, like, all of this was done already. Like, why is this happening? There just has to be a resistance. We have to fight the Empire. We have to do this. We have to do that. Like, Star Wars doesn't grow up because they keep forcing this shit to happen. I forgot one of the kids was gay because I ain't watching that shit. Yeah. I understand. It's frustrating. Zelda games are mostly pretty good. I suggest you start with Link's Awakening, A Link to the Past, and Minish Cap. Minish Cap was a decent one, decent one too. When you see the Star Wars movies in order, it makes Obi-Wan's duel against Vader and New Hope infinitely sad. Yes, yes. I'd say all except for the Unholy Trinity. What is the Unholy Trinity that you're referencing? There's Whisper. If you're worried about Zelda, try Wise. Try Wise. That game is more about heavy metal and slashing shit with a sword. Okay. Speaking of resistance, there's going to be a No Kings rally on Trump's birthday. They're never gonna learn. Well, I am very thankful to all of those people who have joined in on the No Kings protests, because thanks to them, Trump will always remain their president, and no kings will ever rise against him again. What if they make Star Wars woke? If you think Star Wars isn't woke now, I got something to tell you, buddy. I also another thing I'd like to add about Star Wars. They also tread on comic ideas in the sequel and dumb them down to make them have crappy execution. Well, it's funny, right? Because what's her nuts fucking went through and like decanonized the entire extended universe, and yet she ends up relying on it because they need to, because they don't have anything else to go on. Like, that was the one thing that really kind of bugged me, because I don't really know the extended universe for Star Wars, so I'm not going to pretend to be some, like, you know, overly knowledgeable individual, but when I heard The Last Jedi as the second movie's as Episode 8's subtitle, I was like, holy shit, they're doing it. Like, we're doing the gray Jedi. Awesome. And then it turns out that's not at all what they ended up doing with it, and they just ended up doing, you know, quite literally one Last Jedi. It was so stupid. I was really the one thing I was actually kind of like, cool, let's fucking do it, and they completely destroyed all of it. It's like, what the hell? Oh, ease. Oh, okay. I didn't know. I was talking about, oh, the CDI games. I gotcha, I gotcha. Uh-oh. I know a lot about the Legends community. I gotcha. I didn't know what Unholy Trinity you were referencing. Like, I know about the CDI games. I just didn't know what specifically you were talking about. Is that a quote from that game? That's unfortunate. Jeez, it's boring around here. My boy, my boy, my boy, my boy, my boy. I used to support Grey Jedi, but I misunderstood George Lucas's intent. So now I get Grey Jedi as cop-outs, basically good Sith without the Jedi strict code. I mean, the Grey Jedi are supposed to have everything in balance, right? Like, there is no force without power, there is no life without emotion, etc., etc. Like, they're meant to be the middle ground on purpose. Now, however effective as that truly is, that I have no idea. Because again, I know of the Grey Jedi, I know of their code to a degree, but I don't know, like, I don't greatly know their ways. Oh, hey, Eric, how you doing, buddy? Better late than never. Noble armor. Did I already go this way? I feel like I did. I did, because there's nothing there. Oh, the Grey Jedi are entirely fanfiction? Really? Really? I thought they were canon. Huh. Alright, well. I guess I'm wrong. I could have sworn they were serious. Where is the damn mirror? There is a mirror specifically so I can see everything around me, and I am not finding it. I'm okay with taking the time to look for it right now, because I'm like, I'll end the stream roughly about the time I want to, but because there's not much else of this going on. Plus in the Legends, Luke's Jedi Order are essentially Grey Jedi. They serve the light, but they're allowed to get married and stuff like that. Oh, nice. The Grey Jedi are a thing. The name is probably made up, though. Oh, interesting. Damn, this dungeon takes for fucking ever. It's not necessarily that the dungeon takes forever. I'm going through literally everything on purpose. Also, after the completion of this dungeon, like, after the completion of the ice pyramid, I think there's, like, there is not a lot of the game left. Like, this is completing this is, like, actually halfway point. Oh, okay. I get it. I need to play this again someday. It's a fun game. I enjoy it. I recommend more people play it. I think a lot of people underrate it. Nope, did that one. I started to hate the ice floor. Was it this way? I think it was this way, right? Nope, 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 nope. Other way. So at what point is a Jedi a Sith, and at what point is a Sith a Jedi? I don't know exactly. I think it's when a Sith lets go of their hatred and anger. And I think for a Jedi in particular, it's when they give in to their hatred and anger. Oop, whoops, went wrong way. Let's go this way. Pisses me off how many people say this is a bad game simply because it's not like the Dark Souls of RPGs or something. At no point. Yeah. It's really frustrating to me that, like, this game gets such a bad rap from players, generally speaking, because it's not actually all that bad, realistically, right? Like, uh-oh, I'm in trouble. The reason... Oh, that's right, I don't have... Uh-oh. That's right, I don't have, life yet. Oop. There we go. It's goofy to me because so many... Like, I actually really like how the game allows you to jump and interact and do a bunch of different things. I like that in RPGs. I don't like when a game throws a lot of that away. You know? There we go. Come on. I like the interactions. I like how simple the mechanics are. The music is fucking banging. Like, this is probably one of the best soundtracks from the era. The art design is good. The characters are good. Everything is fairly simple and straightforward, and that's fine. I actually missed the magic mirror. I have no idea where it is. But, yeah, no, I think the game is heavily underrated. I think it accomplishes its goal. I don't see a reason to, I don't see a reason to hate the game. It's meant to be an intro RPG, and does that effectively. Yeah, exactly. It's, hey, here is, you know, baby's first Final Fantasy. This is okay. There is nothing wrong with that at all. Definitely want to play this after beat 4, 5, and 6, though. Oh, yeah. Good generation of Final Fantasy, 4, 5, and 6. Where is the magic mirror? Like... It is in the Ice Pyramid. That's what I fucking thought, because this is the point and purpose of the mirror. East side and heading towards the southeast corner. It's actually on the first floor. I just missed it. Damn it! Oh, you're heading to bed? Alright. Have a good night, Mitch. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. Final Fantasy IV will always be your favorite. Final Fantasy IV is such an underrated title in the FF series. I know most people in America played it, obviously, because like FF is like 4 was like the first real RPG for me, I think. It was also, like, the first game that really, like, showed that a real big story could actually happen. Like, you actually had real characters, you had real focus on arcs, and a truly complex story, interactions, twists and turns, love, death. You know, all the good things that make, you know, good stories and whatnot. What's your least favorite mainline Final Fantasy game? I'll go first. Final Fantasy II. Okay. I can understand FF2 being the least for you. 2 has a lot of faults. Because 2 is just kind of like a refinement and continuation of what FF1 had and gave, which is fine. There's nothing really wrong with that. Excuse me. There's nothing really wrong with that. What I would say is a bit more of a problem is I am not particularly a big fan of oh man, I don't know. Hold on, let me think. I gotta think about that one for a second. I can't believe I just walked off that. Alright, game. Thank you. That's okay. Oops. Shit. Did not mean to do that. Get back down there and do this again. I'm an idiot. I don't know. 15 is probably my least favorite. Yeah, I'd probably have to say 15. 7 is definitely up there. I'm not a big damn it. This controller is so beat. I should have played the other one. I don't know, like, FF15 did, like, everything wrong. First off, the art design, the direction for the art was not the right way to go. I did not like the crazy, over-the-top mecha designs for the summons. The espers just look terrible. Graphically, the game is amazing, obviously. Like, I'm not arguing that. I'm arguing the, I'm arguing the way, the direction it actually went with the art. I think that's what sucks. I also really do not like the clop, clop, clop of her fucking high heels. I hate it so much. There was also, like, the characters in 15 are just atrocious. I also really hate the linear design. Like that's something else that I find really ironic. A lot of people hate like Mystic Quest because it's super linear. But in reality, like, you're just walking, you're doing the same fucking thing in 15, but 15 is like a proper mainline Final Fantasy game. So, like, for those problems to come up in that is even more frustrating. It's just ball string. It's anal bead character design. Or level design. It's terrible. But yeah, if it's not that, I would say, honestly, I'd say the modern Final Fantasy VII remakes are right up there. They are terrible. The game, like, you get incremental weapon improvements. You get incremental weapon improvements, incremental armor improvements. Everything, the entire story gets bogged down with asinine side quests. Like, I don't understand why I have to go to the ass end of Midgar to retrieve the horn of a behemoth because my doctor said Ozempic. Like, it's fucking stupid. Like, I would actually take Final Fantasy VII over, I would much rather prefer the original Final Fantasy VII over the remakes any day, because you move at such a better pace. It tells the same fucking story, way more, with way more, like, passion, way more interest. You know, characters are consistent, and they're not mocked like they are in the remakes. You know, like, President Shinra is a fucking joke. He's just a cowardly little bitch. Barrett's an absolute retard for falling for him pulling a gun on him, you know? And the ridiculous rewrite of the story makes even less sense, you know? Like, everything about the remakes is a perfect example of how wrong Final Fantasy is in the modern era. I hate that she just straight up abandons me. Let's go... I think it's right here. Yep. Yeah, just about. Alright. Let's go get that magic mirror and then get ready to call it. Hell of a way to describe a game. I mean, am I wrong, though? Like... the biggest... Like, one of the biggest problems with FF15 is that it's just... That's what it is. It's ball, string, ball, string. Hallway, room, hallway, room. That's all the level design is for FF15. You know, there may be the occasional branch to an occasional side room with some treasure or something, but for the most part, you're just running in a straight line. You know, there's no interesting design. There's nothing that's greatly appealing to playing to exploring the dungeons. They're just not. "15 in a nutshell." Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what it is. The level design for 15 is bad. And because the hallways are just long as shit and all you're hearing is for... It's annoying as fuck. It's like, come on, please. You know? "15 even had a mobile phone port." Yeah, I heard it did. It's weird to know that, like, certain big Final Fantasy titles are on mobile. Or just big games in general, I should say, like any big game. And the gameplay for 15 is god-awful. Yeah. I mean, as good as the music is in 15 as well, because the music is... Find me a Final Fantasy game with bad music, right? That's like trying to find a Castlevania game with a bad OST. You're just not going to find it. It's really annoying. The unnecessarily complex magic system. Because they did the same thing, like, they did something roughly the same as, 10, if I remember correctly, and no one likes what they did with 10. Oh, come on. Benjamin, swing your fucking sword, my guy. There we go. Finally. Damn it. There we go. I knew, like, I should have known where it was. That was stupid of me. And this is like the last enemy in the entire pyramid. I killed everything else blind. Huzzah! This is a very pretty area. I do like the Aquaria region. We're finally free. Yeah, we're finally out of the hellhole that is the ice prison, the ice pyramid. I'm pretty sure there was a way to get up. No, not there. Oh, there's the house. You know, they actually had something that I needed that probably would have made things a little easier on me. I just totally spaced going in this direction because I'm an idiot. Yep, right there, steel helmet. I fucking knew it. It would have made it, I would have survived just a little bit more, I think. Move, bitch. Thank you. Ah, damn it. Good thing we can jump. Yeah, that's right. That's down here. All right. I thought there was something else down there, but I don't. Oh yeah, that's right. I have to go. Oh, okay. I have to go around. That's what I'm doing. Nope, not that way. This doesn't lead me anywhere. All right. And here we are. Hidden in the focus tower. All right. Fireberg. All right. I think that's actually good here. Oh, excuse me. I hate that I might be coming down with a cold or something. but it is what it is. Anyway, thank you all for coming out, everybody. It's been a fun stream and enjoyable as always. Shadow, Whisper, Fog, Christopher, Eric, Prop, Juan, everybody, thank you very much for coming out. Again, apologies on the lack of Ogre Battle, but I have to change out that battery and replay through the fucking game back to Slums of Zenobia so that I can continue that at some point, or I will just finish up FFMQ just to kind of cap it off and be done with it. Next week, I will have the Bride review. It will be, you know, it's almost 40 minutes long, so that'll be a bigger review. That'll be for next week. I will have a premiere for that, so stay tuned. I will also have a premiere for I will also have a premiere for Shelby Oaks, and that will come the week after. So, and that one's going to be just over an hour long because there was quite a bit to discuss with that. So, those two videos will be coming out in the next 2 weeks. There will not be any stream for the next 2 weeks, however. And then when I come back after that, into that third week, I'll be back to doing everything like I was. I'll probably watch a couple movies just to kind of, you know, work on the reviews over time. But I will keep working on Iron Lung. I will work on a couple other reviews here and there. Otherwise, if you're feeling charitable, $5 a month gets you into the Discord, where you can talk to me about video games, movies, shows, Battletech, religion, whatever. If you're feeling charitable, like I said, it's only $5 a month. It would be nice. I desperately need it. Otherwise, it's okay. No big deal. But yeah, thank you all for coming out, everybody. Have a good night, and have a good weekend.